Hey guys, this is Melanie Daly, your back pain personal trainer, and what we're talking about today is diaphragmatic breathing and a pelvic tilt exercise. So I talk about these in one video because they go hand in hand with one another. They're working on similar things and they really help influence one another. They're just a great synergistic exercise. So the first thing we need to talk about is breathing, all right? So it's something I work on a lot. I'm like holding my breath all the time. It's not good for you. It's kind of a symptom of my own back issues. You know, it impacted my respiratory system. But anyway, so when we're not breathing properly, it can cause a lot of problems in our body. So we actually take on average about 20,000 breaths a day. Now, you don't really think about breathing as a form of movement, but because in our system. Saw movement in my stomach out, and then it's deflating when you exhale. I'm going to show you all this laying down too, but we're just talking about it right now. So that is bringing a lot of movement to your core, and when that doesn't happen, we experience pain, or we can. It's something that can contribute to pain. It also can contribute to lack of proper activation of core muscles. So that is why we tie this together with the next movement that we'll discuss, the pelvic tilt. So I'm going to show you them in conjunction with one another and how you can practice them together. So you can lie down on your back. Feet are bent in, knees up. Now typically when we're laying here, there's a space between our back and the mat. We kind of fall into this arched position. Not that that's bad, but we're trying to learn to control this better. So this is where the pelvic tilt will come into play. Now first, we're gonna incorporate this breathing. So when we're laying down in our neutral position, we might have that space between our back and the mat. We're gonna take an inhale, and we're gonna work on taking a 4-count inhale. So that was about 4 seconds, and then I'll show you the breathing now. So a very long, exaggerated, controlled but forceful exhale, in the sense that you're controlling the length of time that it takes to get the air out, but it's forceful in the sense that you're really pushing that air out. Now, in conjunction with the pelvic tilt. So we're lying down. Now we're learning to reverse this arched back position, and we're tucking the tailbone up, and that's going to be in conjunction with our exhale. So I'll just focus on the movement first. So what we want to avoid, we're not lifting our hips, we're separating our pelvis from our hips. So again, it's my movement, really just my tailbone right here has lifted, and I'm actually flattening my back, pushing my low back into the mat. Again, I'm not lifting the low back and hips. So with breathing, it looks like this. We're laying here, neutral. We may have that space between our back and the mat. We're gonna take a 4-count inhale. And then so that was about a 4-count inhale, laying down, and an 8-count exhale as I tucked the tailbone up. Again, not lifting the hips, not lifting the low back. The low back is being pushed into the mat, flattening the low back, just tucking that tailbone under slightly. with an 8-count controlled exhale. And when you do that, you should feel your core muscles activate. It's not going to be a deep burning sensation. We'll get to that later, but you should feel those muscles contract. And this is something really great. Again, we're just working on optimal core activation, getting more movement throughout the core in general throughout your day. So again, to review, we're knees are bent into your bum. Take an inhale, and then long exhale as you tuck up like that. All right, so that's diaphragmatic breathing with pelvic tilt. And we'll be talking about diaphragmatic breathing. It's something that you should practice throughout the day, but you don't need to be doing it in conjunction with the pelvic tilt. This is just a separate exercise. Thank you.